To build anything that truly lasts, it takes time.
Where are the markets headed from here on? And just for the last few minutes, what should your strategy be like? Let's also get you some ideas. And we are being joined by Varun Goyal, Senior Fund Manager, Equities of Mirae Asset Investment Managers, as well as Sharan and Shivangi are also with us on the show. And Shivangi, firstly, help us with your take on the benchmark indices. How do you sense the markets right now? What sort of a movement are you expecting on the markets from these levels?
Good afternoon, Aisha. Thank you, Shrishti, for having me. So we've seen that the Nifty index has rebounded quite well, and we've seen the bulls becoming active round about at 25,150 marks, where the sharp call writers have unwinded their position. So clearly, the bulls are back at the base, and we've seen that after the softness of the last 4 trading sessions, negation has happened and Nifty has taken a support exactly at its 50 daily exponential moving average. So over and above, the indices look quite positive. The market breadth also kinds of, adding to the flavor of the up move that we've seen in today's session. So we are going for buy on decline strategy, and next levels that we're looking at is 25,400 immediately and 25,650 marks for Nifty with a support of 25,000, which is also a psychological level, but also respected, on the yesterday's trading session. Of course, talking about Bank Nifty, the smaller banking names have been holding this index, and we've seen PSU show, resilience over here, which is helping it hold, nearly about above 57,000 levels. So this one is to watch out for the next marks of 57,750 marks with a support of 56,650 levels.
Right. Sharan, hi, afternoon. Are you still maintaining your bullish stance on realty names, as was the case in the morning?
Good afternoon, everyone. So we have seen quite a bit of selling from higher levels, especially we gave a buy call on Prestige. I think it's given up all its gain by now. So we'll wait and watch to see if we get a reversal. But looking at Nifty and Bank Nifty, a very strong performance. And I think if they continue this upward trajectory, definitely you will see again a turnaround in all the real estate names, since it's a high beta sector and always follow the direction of Nifty and Bank Nifty. But definitely we'll have to wait a day, because today I think from top, all of them have seen quite a bit of selling coming in.
To take on the real estate group of stocks, but we also have Varun Goyal joining us on the show. Varun, hi, good afternoon. Give us your sense on the entire auto pack. Lots has happened with Nifty Auto today. You have news flow. It's the top sectoral gainer. Hero Moto is outperforming the market right now. And also, of course, Tesla's entry into India with its new Mumbai showroom. So lots has happened with Nifty Auto today. Where do you see auto as a pack headed?
Yeah, good afternoon. Thank you so much for having me on the show. I think broadly, as far as auto is concerned, and for that matter, various in cyclical sectors, we believe the growth outlook should get better because of the significant monetary easing that we have seen so far this financial year. And I think with inflation data continuing to remain benign, we expect further rate cuts in the month of August. So our sense is as EMIs reduce both for home loans and auto loans, the auto sector should benefit. We expect a revival in sales as far as passenger car industry is concerned. Even on the two-wheeler side, our sense is that the sales growth should get better as we approach the festive season. So we like companies in the tractor space, considering the fact that the monsoon continues to be good. The higher-end motorcycle space and SUV space also continues, and the premiumization story in the Indian vehicle market continues to play out. So we'll maintain a constructive stance on the auto space going forward.
All right, so remain constructive with respect to the auto space, and select pockets are looking good. But the other pocket that is not doing that, that is actually doing well, is actually the chemical pack. And well, of course, Rallis India is something that came out with a very good set of numbers. But Varun, what's your analysis on the chemical pack? Because Of late, a lot of these stocks are showing momentum, but any particular pocket within that you are liking at this point?
I think as far as the chemical sector is concerned, we have seen almost 3 years of down cycle. Post-COVID, post-pandemic, the Chinese supply came back in a very significant manner, because of which there was pressure both on realizations and volume growth. I think incrementally we'll be more positive on specialty chemical names. I think companies which are in the battery chemical space, which are focusing on creating electrolytes and other battery-related chemicals, that's a niche theme which should expect it to do well. I think broadly, I know some of the water treatment and purification related chemicals. That is also a thing which looks interesting. And so we would be positive on the sector in a selective manner.
Right. Shivangi, in terms of, a trend today, or rather for the next immediate future, where is it that you're sensing leadership and where is it that you're sensing weakness now on the charts?
Absolutely. If we talk about the leadership, I think some of the stocks which are showing reversal are, the diagnostic and lab-related counters, which may also include hospitals. This is one sector which is kind of now having a good risk reward. But of course, the leadership continues in the NBFC space stocks and the PSU banking names, which has been resilient despite the market fall. So few of the PSU banking names are quite positive, like RBL, CanBank. These are showing really good signs of open interest addition here, and consistent ones. Apart from this, some weakness could be seen. There is, of course, there is some revival in the auto pack, but there are selective auto stocks which are still showing some signs of weakness. And apart from this, I feel some of the metal or specifically steel stocks could be ones which could add a little bit of open interest on the short side.
So that's the take on some of the counters where Shivangi is seeing value, whereas some could be underperformers. But let's once again talk about earnings candidates, and HDFC Life is all set to report its Q1 earnings. Let's go across to Varun Arora to get us more details on what the street is penciling in and what can we expect to watch out for when the numbers actually do come. Varun.
Yes, on the HDFC Life, what we are expecting the positive result. The APE may grow by 13.7% on YY basis to 3,259 crores, whereas VNB is expected to grow by 15.2% on YY basis to 827 crores. For the VNB margin, for the last 3 quarters, that expanded by 220 bips points, whereas now we are expecting another 30 bips to expand to 25.4%. What we need to watch out for, which is the product mix, any guidance on the sales through bank and agency channel, as well as the margins.
Okay, that's the expectation coming in from HDFC Life. Just looking at the market construct right now, while Hero MotoCorp, of course, has picked up nicely. There's Sun Pharma, Bajaj Auto, Wipro, M&M. These are all names which are scaling up quite nicely in trade. In fact, autos as a sector is actually taking the charge right now. There's, of course, KEI, there's BSE, there's CAMS, and Piramal Pharma, which are also some of the standout winners. Sharan, let's get a chart check going on both KEI as well as BSE and whether you think the gains will stay.
So KEI has an excellent chart, again broken out quite strongly today on high volumes, and I think this trend can continue. It took a slight dip towards its 200-day moving average, where it saw a very good reversal on high volumes. I think the trend can continue in the coming day. But a decisive breakout would be around about 3,000. If it closes about 3,900, you can see levels of 4,200 to 4,400, 4,500 levels. So KEI is again very good. And in BSE, I'm not too positive. Again, you have seen a small reversal, but the reversal is not backed by volumes. Volumes are very low compared to previous sessions. So I would wait again for it to actually close above the 50 or the 20-day moving average to take a view if it's actually turning back to the positive side or it's just a small reversal and then the selling continues in the near future. So volumes are not that great. I will have to wait and watch. So where it closes in the next 2 or 3 days.
What is your own sense on the entire capital market theme? And do you think that the best is now behind us? Varun? The question is
Yeah.
for you.
Sure, Aisha. So I think now capital markets remains a secular theme. I think for the next 10 years, we expect significant increase in financial savings as more and more investors shift from physical savings to financial savings, asset management, insurance, capital market, depositories, brokerages. This sector should continue to see significantly higher growth than the broader market. Of course, valuations continue to be a challenge in the space. I think most companies are trading at significantly higher valuation than the broader market. So one needs to be selective, but broadly, I think the growth outlook remains strong, and selectively, there are several opportunities to invest.
All right, so that's the take coming in on the capital market space. But Varun, what do you make of SBI right now? Because there are reports suggesting that the company is planning for a big fundraise, and even tomorrow they have a board meet to approve the fundraise. The final amount is something that we will be watching out for. But what can it really mean for SBI? Because this fundraise and this bigger size of fundraise is actually coming after 7 years, I believe.
Well, I'll not be able to comment on any stock specific name, but broadly, we remain constructive on banks and NBFCs. Yeah.
About that sector, Shivangi, we've seen earnings coming in from Bank of Maharashtra today. A mixed set of numbers coming in. On the growth front, they have seen good numbers, but their asset quality has remained unchanged on a sequential basis. Shivangi, what's the chart check on Bank of Maharashtra? Because this stock, we have seen some momentum lately.
This has actually negated its lower top, lower bottom formation of the last 9 trading sessions, and we're seeing quite a lot of momentum build up here. Of course, a lot of tailwind from the other PSU and smaller banking names as well. So, of course, this one is on the radar for a good upside. But of course, there is some sort of resistance which is still present at around about 58 levels, which it needs to cross for the next fresh leg of rally. So once it crosses 58, I think it is a better risk reward at those levels. So we'll wait for that then again to cross 60 zones.
All right, that's about Bank of Maharashtra. Well, indeed, yes, a lot of these PSU banking majors are having good gains in today's trading session. But other than that, within financials, Sharan, any other stock within the NBFC space that you're liking at this point in time, given the fact that Shriram Finance, Bajaj Finserv, these are your movers in the Nifty 50 side. So yes, we know that you have been tracking PEL and the targets are also hit. But other than that, any other stock within this space is looking good to you?
So Shristi, exactly like you said, Shriram Finance is looking good. Even on valuation terms, I think it's one of the cheapest NBFCs out there, around 2.25 times to book value, compared to your Bajaj Finance trades at around 6, Chola around 5.5 to 6. Even on a fundamental basis, the risk-reward ratio is good in Shriram Finance. Even on technical terms, I think it's just around the corner for a breakout. Again, taken nice support around its 50-day moving average, consolidated for around 1 or 2 weeks. Now, I think it is looking like a good breakout about 690 odd levels. I think if it gives a breakout about 690, you can see levels of around 700 to 710. And even I think recently also I'd given a buy call. And I think looking at the chart, it has consolidated for a very long time, since September 2024. And if around 710 odd levels, it can give a breakout. Actually, you can see an all-time high coming in Shriram Finance. So overall, banks, NBFC, PSU banks are all looking good. Most of the benefits will trickle down from the next quarter. And from the next 2-3 quarters, you will actually see the fundamentals also impact a bit.
Right. Varun, where from this earnings season are you expecting meaningful positive surprises, if at all?
Yeah. So I think FY26 is a year of cyclical recovery for India. We expect significant revival in earnings growth compared to 3-4% for FY25. We expect 11 to 12% growth for the year as a whole. I think the first quarter would be more like 7-8% because I think the growth will gradually improve as we move into the festive season. I think last year, the two large sectors which were reported very poor earnings, one is oil and gas, because the refining cycle was going through a bad phase, and second is metals. I think both these sectors should see significant uptick in earnings this year. Also, I think the capital goods cycle will continue to be fairly resilient and strong. So we expect earnings as far as capital goods space, defense, PSUs, railways, that segment to continue to hold on. I think again, capital market is one segment where earnings should remain quite good. I think NBFCs, again, something which will show resilient earnings. Banks may see NIM compression for this quarter and maybe the next one. In the quarter 3 onwards, we expect the NIM, the rate cut benefits to start coming in for banks. So there, the earnings growth will be more back-ended. But I think overall, for the year as a whole, we expect Nifty to deliver 11-12% earnings growth. I think the small and the mid-cap spaces where we see significant acceleration in earnings. From a minus 15% earnings growth for the small cap space in FY25, we expect around 23-24% earnings growth for this year. And that should be really the big earning growth story as far as FY26 is concerned.
Lots of sectors to watch out for on the earnings front. Varun, thanks so much for joining us and sharing your view with us. On that note, we'll let you go. But time now to get some BTST ideas from our technical experts. Shivangi, you go first. Where are you placing your BTST trades for the day?
Absolutely. So we're seeing some of the consumption space stocks also picking up right now. As we speak, there is some long built-up seen here in this entire space. But one very remarkable short covering move can be seen in Marico, which has come out of its 6-day range, and this one is looking quite positive. We've seen that the last hour itself, the bulls have awakened, and it is getting ready for a 770 level target with a stop of 725.
All right, so that's the buy call or BTST idea coming in from Shivangi. But Sharan, what about you?
So I like the PSU banking space again a lot. So this will be a BTST trade. You can buy Canara Bank at current levels. I think 114.5 with a stop loss of 112.5 with a target of 116.5. Again, you have seen a good recovery in hospital stocks, Fortis and Apollo. So you can buy Fortis Hospital at the current price with a stop loss of 779 and a target of 820, which will actually be its all-time high also.
And Sharan, before we just wrap up for the day very quickly, given the recovery we've seen today, where do you expect Nifty to open tomorrow morning?
So Snehi, I think last time Nifty gave a decisive breakout around 25,250. So that'll be a good resistance. If it can open around about that level and give a breakout, so you'll see the momentum continuing. Then 25,250 will be a small resistance for the Nifty, which is around about our closing also. So we can expect a good 20-30 point gap up kind of move tomorrow, and we'll see the follow up in morning session.
Shivangi, Sharan, both of you, thank you for your time as always.